1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And so that means South Melbourne's turn to host Bentleigh Greens. South Melbourne's currently sitting 4th in the live ladder, but can jump to equal 2nd if they get the win today. Bentleigh Greens, on the other end, are once again in the relegation zone. They'll be looking to get the win today after they're going hard in the transfer window. An influx of W League talent combined with American flair from Team Geelong Galaxy. With just 2 wins in 11, they won't be an easy pushover, though, for South Melbourne, who in 19 games in the history of fixtures against these two teams have won 16 and drawn 2. Bentleigh Greens only managing to win 1 of those, but Bentleigh will be no easy beats today. They've been known to steal the points, especially against Alamein last 2 weeks. They stole those 3 points from them after uncharacteristically going ahead and maintaining a clean sheet throughout the game. The motivation for players in both teams will be high after that window, giving a refresh to both squads. South Melbourne opting to go with an unchanged lineup after their draw against Boroondara held them to a 1-1 draw, whereas Bentleigh Greens has decided to go all out after gaining the transfer window of Olivia Ingham, Olivia Hager and Tanika Lala. They will make players that have made way for those players are Emily Keppins, Izzy Fernandez and Caitlin Storey. The latter two going to the bench as we see Sydney Allen taking up the centre stage here as Bentleigh Greens will be going with the kickoff. Coco Parker, most notably last fixture, managed to score 2 after going down 4-2 to FV Academy. The long stalwart from Bayside and Bentleigh Greens will be looking to further improve on that status today. As we see Sydney Allen get the kickoff for Bentleigh Greens. Karina Tolios on the right back there for Bentleigh Greens pushes the ball forward, and that will see our first throw-in of the match for Bentleigh Greens. Long ball up to Lala. Hefferton does well to clear the present danger of newly signed recruit Tanika Lala in the middle of the park. Bentleigh Greens looking to shore up possession. South Melbourne holding Lakeside as their fortress. Hard to beat here are South Melbourne as we see Georgia Guliani thread the ball through to Tanika Lala, but a great line held by South Melbourne will see a free kick given for offside. Lineups today will be coming in thick and fast, but as we see Grace Taranto on the ball for South Melbourne, going all the way back to Ayagi in goals. She had a great game against Boroondara last week, saving a penalty to keep the score at 1-0. Boroondara ending up coming back 1-1 at the end of that game, but got herself as goalkeeper player of the match in that last fixture. It's been a tough battle for Esposito and Ayagi to be in goals. They are both quality goalkeepers, but the young youngster from the college system, formerly from Victoria, but going all the way back to college and reinvigorating her presence in the NPLW here, as we see Bentleigh Greens all the way back to Reagan Bridges. Stoichevsky bringing the ball forward. She's looking for passes in behind. Nobody holding for feet possession as the ball sails out wide. It'll be Akeisha Sandhu to take the throw. Alana Byrne back to Sandhu, looking to switch the play through the middle here. Taranto decides to clear the danger. She felt that pressing presence of Lala then and opting to go long rather than sacrifice a goal early. Taylor Murphy playing out to Stoichevsky. Back to Tolios. Iamano putting pressure on the youngster at right back. Ball forward to Lala. Lala making her physical presence felt early. Coco Parker trying to read possession. Ball bouncing. It falls to Iamano, and Coco Parker manages to get a toe on that. Great pressure from the custodian from Bentleigh Greens. Reagan Bridges out to Giuliani. Long ball forward. No one present for Bentleigh Greens. Grace Taranto with time and space to drive. She's caught on it though. Great possession, won back by Lala. Forward pass by Allen. Lala can see Parko but can't quite get it to her. Sandhu and Heffernan trying to clear the danger, but Sydney Allen can see the goal, has the strike, the deflection, and Lala! Comfortable save in the end for Ayagi. Bentleigh Greens with the high pressure. South Melbourne holding possession quite well, but possibly that tight man marking in that middle field for Bentleigh Greens is making it difficult for South Melbourne to pick up possession. Giuliani, the 18-year-old for Bentleigh Greens, wins possession. Parker drops it back to Tolios. Sydney Allen remaining calm under pressure. Bounce pass with Delaney Kenny. Furukawa tries to thread the ball through to Doralis, but once again, Bentleigh Greens able to read possession. Bomford against her old side in the middle of the park. That'll be a great battle between her and Olivia Ingham. Olivia Hagar, number 22, on the ball now. Switches through. Reagan Bridges. Forward pass to Coco Parker. Holds it up well. Great pressure from Akeisha Sandhu. Ingham. Misha Westland regaining possession for South Melbourne. South Melbourne forward. Doralis out to Yamano on the left flank. She's got Furukawa in the centre of the box. Can she get it to her? Great defensive cover by Bentleigh Greens. Sees it out for a corner. Our first of the match. It is a South Melbourne corner. Olivia Bomford to take. She'll take this with her right foot, which means it's a in-swinging corner. Lots of pressure on Taylor Murphy, the goalkeeper. Looking for the back post. Great header. Sees Regan Bridges push the ball out of harm's way. It'll be our second corner in just as many minutes here at Lakeside. Absolutely beautiful day for football here at Lakeside. It's the first of a double header here with the men's team. Bentleigh Greens are outnumbered in the box at the moment, with Bentleigh Greens opting to leave 3 strikers forward. It's man-on-man at the back, which means players can attack the ball freely, and that we'll see an opening at the back post. What a huge start for South Melbourne in this opening fixture, with Grace Taranto putting it in the back of the net, as we could see that there were so many players left forward for Bentleigh Greens. It just meant there was a matter of time before the over-dominating presence of South Melbourne players in that box would get a clean vision on goal. That's the first of the day, and it goes to Grace Taranto for South Melbourne.
For South Melbourne FC.
Bentleigh Greens with kickoff once again. Sydney Allen trying to draw out the South Melbourne defenders. Guliani takes it on centrally. She switches out to Stojcevski. Out to Tolios. Pressing from South Melbourne, forcing the long ball. You can see their ability to cut the pitch in half means that Stojcevski cannot switch the ball or retain possession. She has to go long. Now, South Melbourne with time and space. Furukawa, dispossessed, but regains pressure and helps Misha Westland regain possession. That was great defending from the striker, doing her defensive work in order to maximise that transition moment. Bomford putting the pressure on Bentleigh Greens. Bridges on the left-hand side of defence here for Bentleigh Greens. She turns out. She's able to switch now, not forcing it, keeping possession through Murphy, going out to Stojcevski. But once again, Stojcevski goes into that pressing trap. Iamano getting the ball forward. South Melbourne trying to enter the box. They had 4 numbers versus 2 against Bentleigh Greens, and the unfortunate mistake by Iamano makes it unable to capitalise on that quick transition. You can see South Melbourne pressing in the wide areas, creating minimal space for Bentleigh Greens to play the type of football that will see them getting amazing possession. Doralis in the box, left foot, tries to chip it over Bridges, but the defender does well to clear. She looks to switch it. Papatsanis high. It'll be a foot race. Papatsanis gets it back to Ayagi. Calm on the ball by Ayagi. Sends Olivia Hager away from danger. Ingham and Hager combining now with Lala, the new signings from Bentleigh Greens, working well together. They must just be starting to get to know each other. Ingham on the ball, the under-17, under-20 New Zealand international looking to create something for Bentleigh Greens. Hager on the left wing. She drives into the box. Papatsanis managed to get a toe on it before she was able to deploy the lethal cross. Bentleigh Greens with their first opportunity at a set piece here. Sydney Allen once again in swinger. Ball deep. Bridges up. Doralis. Coco Parker with the strike. She cannot keep it down. The ball just rising that little bit too high for her to be able to keep on top of it. Just after 10 minutes here at Lakeside Stadium, South Melbourne leading after a Grace Taranto header in just their second corner of the match. She's on the ball now. She plays forward to Misha Westland. Tight pressure in the middle of the park for South Melbourne, but they look to be creating and bouncing through it. Papatsanis with the throw. Duralis. Hager once again for Bentleigh Greens. She hails from America, the college system. She comes from LA. She's been playing for Geelong Galaxy in the VPL here in Victoria. So Dario Simic went hard and fast with the transfers in the opening middle of the season transfer window. Hager once again on the ball into Coco Parker. Can she get it? She gets there first. She's still got Akeisha Sandu to beat. Ball into the box once again. Misha Westland doing the hard yards from the middle of the park. Furukawa all the way back for South Melbourne, trying to regain possession, trying to create something in order to get the ball out of danger. Papatsanis forward to Bomford, who lays it back to Furukawa, just fractionally out of bounds. Bentleigh Greens looking to reset in the front third of the park. Lala comes to feet, bounces back to Guliani, back to Lala, through ball, Ingham inside the box. That's an offside, fractionally offside, well held line by South Melbourne. But you can see what Bentleigh Greens are trying to do. They're trying to get some combination play in that front third, trying to expose the pressure of South Melbourne and try and get in behind. But that high line from South Melbourne helping keep Bentleigh Greens honest. Forward pass by Alana Byrne. Ball still bouncing. Misha Westland forward pass to Duralis. Soichevsky covering as Bridges found herself out of defence. Once again, Greens unable to hold and maintain possession, especially in those wide areas. Papatsanis. Forward to Furukawa. Pressure from Olivia Ingham. Ingham has come from Wellington Phoenix. She's played 8 games for the Phoenix, and she's part of the academy where they started to produce their own players through the academy all the way up to the A-League Women's, something that we are missing here in Victoria, that pathway for the A-League teams. Bomford on the turn, outside of the foot. Reagan Bridges absolutely on point there with the high foot to keep it in. Grace Taranto doing well to keep possession. Heffenden gives it straight back to Sydney Allen, but regains possession. Well done, Annie Heffenden. Ingham trying to take it away from South Melbourne feet. Bridges keeps possession. Sorry, that was Delaney Kenny in the middle of the park. The plats are confusing me. Soichevsky into Kenny, out to Tolios. That's better from Greens, keeping possession without relying on the long ball, but just fractionally, once again, the sideline, the worst enemy for the Greens today. Keisha Sandu has the throw. Alana Byrne in, turns out, uses the tight pressure from Sydney Allen to turn her. Misha Westland out to Papatsanis. Forward run by Misha Westland, but great defending by the 18-year-old Guliani. Papatsanis looking forward. Bridges with the header. Duralis unable to keep possession, but she can now She uses the tight presence of Bridges to lay it back to Byrne. Iamano on the turn. Taylor Murphy able to come and collect, diffuse the danger of the Misha Westland through ball. It's always the essence of a great midfielder. If they're able to use the pressure of the defender to roll them and create space going forward. Coco Parker doing just that with Akeisha Sandhu, but Akeisha Sandhu riding the challenges quite well. The physicality, too much for referee. It'll be a Bentleigh Greens set piece. Sydney Allen to take, captain this season. This will be an outswinging set piece. You can see the cluster of Bentleigh Greens players. The height may be what they're looking for. Delaney, Bridges, Sydney Allen. Ball into the box. It's a dangerous one. Bridges gets a head onto it, and Coco Parker gets a foot to it but can't send it goalward. Clearance from South Melbourne only finds its way to Allen, who recycles through Stoichevsky out to Giuliani. Composure on the ball from the 18-year-old. She's got Bridges to her left. She finds Lalo feet. He'll switch through Tolios. Iamano well read. The forward pass on the first time. Could have seen Duralis very much through on goal, but too much on it. Great transition moment available for South Melbourne there, but Bentleigh Greens still looking to forward pass. Stoichevsky goes long to Allen, with Heffenden clearing the danger to Bomford. She'll recycle through Heffenden. Heffenden asking for some midfield presence. But the midfield are man-to-man in there, so they'll need to move the Bentleigh Greens defenders around in order to create space for themselves going forward. Tolios all the way back to Murphy, who will clear long. Straight to Bomford. Unable to get that under control. We'll see Ingham looking for a forward pass, but ultimately has to go back to Bridges in the back line. Hager looking for the 1-2, but only forces Bridges back into the corner. And that sideline once again. Hager turns. Byrne creates possession for South Melbourne. Sydney Allen catches Annie Heffenden Lala for her first time in the NPLW Victoria. Lala straight into the hands of Ayana Ayagi. Great positioning from the young goalkeeper means that it was tough to beat. Lala snapping at the opportunity as she entered the box. She probably had a couple of more steps that she could have taken and driven into the area, creating that much more goal to see going forward. Ayagi goes long. Furukawa tries to flick it on. Just manages to get a glance on it. Kenny controls back to Stoichevsky. Bridges forward. Sydney Allen pops up with it again. She has an amazing ability to be in the right area at the right time, Sydney Allen. Creating things moving forward. They're throwing numbers at it, Bentleigh Greens. They're 1-0 down. They may as well. Olivia Hager using some fancy feet. But the experienced duo of Papatsanis and Furukawa manages to shield it over the sideline. But it be, once again, Bentleigh Greens throw in the forward third. Can they create something to get this match back to level terms? Clearance from Alana Byrne. Duralis. Ball bouncing, creating havoc for South Melbourne. They can't quite keep the ball on the ground where they want it. Byrne with the ball. coming from Olivia Ingham across the box. Coco Parker pushed off it by Sandu, but regained by Tolios. Goes all the way back to Stoichevsky. She looks to cross, and it's goal, but just over the crossbar. Goalkeeper's nightmare, those ones, looking for the cross and ended up going goal bound. No wind today, so that probably helped the situation. But once again, Bentleigh Greens finding themselves with a little bit of missing composure in that final third. The great ball from Olivia Ingham had seen nobody in that 18-yard box ready to put it home. Coco Parker with the pressure. Sandu trying to regain it. Coco Parker. Sydney Allen on strike, but it bounced off the upright and goes out for a goal kick. Great combination play there through Coco Parker and Sydney Allen. Bentleigh Greens with that high pressure. South Melbourne should be looking to go in behind as the man-for-man marking. They can actually see themselves being a player up. Bentleigh Greens throwing the numbers forward, making it look as if there's time and space for Annie Heffenden. But the pressure from Lala and are not allowing her to go through that middle. Can see a 1-for-1 in the forward line. If they can get the possession to draw out that Bentleigh Greens attack, Sandu should be looking to switch here, and they do. Taranto coming back. The perceived pressure from Bentleigh Greens, making it enough to create a headache for South Melbourne for them when they're switching the ball. As we see a player down for Bentleigh Greens, South Melbourne look up. Grace Taranto puts a foot on it, and we'll see the ball stopped in play for a injury. Looks to be Delaney Kenny for the Bentleigh Greens. Now that I can take a moment to breathe, I can go through the lineups. South Melbourne as the home team, going from right to left. In the blue, we have number 36, Ayana Ayagi in goals. Number 9, Olivia Bomford. Number 20, Alana Byrne. Number 10, Raquel Doralis. Number 16, Nikki Furukawa. Number 3, Annie Heffenden. Number 5, Sophie Papatanis. Number 8, Akisha Sandu. Number 22, Grace Taranto. Number 14, Misha Westland. Number 7, Francesca Iamano. It'll be a drop ball here for South Melbourne in the back line. Referee opts to go all the way back to the goalkeeper, and they'll look to play out. Bentleigh Greens currently with a player down, and Delaney Kenny allowed to come back on. Ball forward to Dorala. She looks to flick it on to Misha Westland. Ball bouncing, creating a bit of a commotion, but Bridges able to clear. Grace Taranto sends one back in return. Ingham looks forward, switches to Coco Parker. Coco Parker allowed to turn under pressure from Iamano. Back to Tolios. She drives inside. Looks to switch through Allen, but Furukawa is there to clean up. Guliani hot on her tail. Well-timed challenge there, sees the attack thwarted. South Melbourne have bolstered their bench this season in this transfer window. We see a trio of players coming over, a double from FV Academy in Eva Goodsmith and Eva Kokotis. As we see Annie Heffenden and Lala go battle just outside the 18-yard box, deemed unfair, but that level of physicality is probably unknown to the NPLW. I think in the W League you'd be able to get away with that, but probably just one of those elements of the Perth Glory player hailing from Kalgoorlie that she might just need to learn about the NPL here in Victoria. Her presence ever felt in that forward line, creating pressure for Bentleigh Greens on that South Melbourne back line. Heffernan trying to calm things down for South Melbourne. Heffernan out wide. Sandhu. Sandon looking to keep it. Alana Byrne attracting the pressure. Grace Taranto through Ayagi into Heffernan. The body position not allowing her to see forward. Parker doing an amazing stint of the double press. Sandhu gets the ball forward to Doralis. Can she pick her pass? Can she keep possession? Once again, can't see anything forward. Heffernan finds Iamano on the run. She's onside, but she's surrounded by 3 Bentleigh Greens players. Bridges comes out with it. She's driving forward now. Can Bentleigh Greens find a passage? She looks to switch it through Lala, but Grace Taranto well positioned. Doralis for South Melbourne on the turn. Calm, collected. The 1-2 with Byrne not quite coming off. That middle of the park is super congested for both teams. The man-for-man marking, the man-for-man matchups in that midfield creating havoc for both teams in order to create meaningful possession going forward. Both teams opting for the long ball. Annie Heffernan looking for the switch. Can't find the pockets to play in South Melbourne. They are hugely on this left-hand side, but the bounce from Doralis sees Iamano pick it up. Doralis once again under pressure from Stoichevski. She comes out with it. She's only got Lala ahead. South Melbourne taking up ground. Taranto looking for that long ball again, just not coming out with anything of value. Lala goes for the early cross. Papatsanis finds the ball in midfield. Both teams asking questions. Where are my options going forward? They just need to find the pockets of space in between players. Forward throw for Okawa. Stoichevski for Bentleigh Greens. Well read by Sandhu. Misha Westland inside from Iamano. Back to Iamano. She'll look forward. That forward pass, not an option at this time. 2v1 in the centre of the park there. Ingham wanting the ball to feet. Asks Olivia Hagar to come inside. Hagar tries to find Ingham on the return, but the ball bouncing eludes Taranto. Lala with the extra touches this time. Can she find the back of the net? Great recovery from Heffernan. Iamano facing forward now with Misha Westland. Heffernan and Westland combining to get the ball forward. Once again, it's Doralis all by herself in that back line. South Melbourne. Bomford finding Misha Westland on the return. The late challenge from Bridges. That is a goal scoring opportunity, and we'll see a yellow card brandished for Regan Bridges for Bentleigh Greens. Misha Westland was through on goal. She had just Bridges to beat. Ultimately, Bridges deciding that the foul was the best option in that scenario. Bomford, who is deadly on a set piece, penalties and free kicks. She's got Iamano short. And if she can drag someone out from that wall, it will make the goal look that much more open. Taylor Murphy opting to look for the cross here in her stance. That front of post area absolutely wide open for Bomford. And she'll go for it. Can the ball spill? It doesn't. Taylor Murphy holding on to that really well. The power and the dip on that free kick can make those balls difficult. They look easy. Now Murphy goes long, gives back possession straight to South Melbourne. Doralis with the chest. Byrne on the bounce forward. Iamano manages to chest it down, but Delaney Kenny there for Bentleigh Greens. Grace Taranto tries to go over the top. Sandhu screaming for it on the left-hand side. Bridges driving forward, trying to engage the pressure from South Melbourne. Misha Westland able to cut out the forward pass, but Ingham on the bounce returns the favour. Lala, great tackle by Alana Byrne in the middle of the park. You always need one of those players in your lineup, the ones that are borderline centre-backs in the middle of the park. Bomford on the overlap. Iamano unable to wait for the engagement of the defenders, just gives the ball that slightly too early, but it'll come to nothing as South Melbourne regain the possession through a throw-in. Sandhu with the throw. The movement from South Melbourne, trying to create space. Doralis in the box. She can hold up possession here, but she's flanked by 3 Bentleigh Greens player. Sandhu trying to thread the ball through to the opposite side where Furukawa was waiting, but it went too much towards Taylor Murphy. And that pressure from South Melbourne in the wide areas, regaining possession for Bentleigh Greens in quick succession. Furukawa inwards, but clearance from Delaney Kenny. There's a huge amount of experience in this South Melbourne squad. They'll also be bolstered by the signing of Tyler J. Flanich from Melbourne City in the W League. Unable to play at this current time as they're still fielding the 30-day break between their professional contracts and the Asian Champions League final. Furukawa brings the ball down. She turns, the tight pressure from Guliani. Sees the ball inbound. Clearance from Tolios. Tolios, a former South Melbourne player herself, should know Lakeside very well. As I was saying, huge amount of experience in this South Melbourne team. There's probably over, in just Francesca Iamano, Ikisha Sandhu, Bella Sewards, there's over 400 games of NPLW in just 3 players. Alongside all the others in this South Melbourne outfit, they are one of the most experienced players in the league. Olivia Hager coming forward for Bentleigh Greens. Trying to use that left foot, trying to get it into the box. She sends it in. Heffernan with the clearance. Only as far as Ingham. She sends it back. But Papatanis will shield that out for a goal kick. The most notable experienced campaigner for the Bentleigh Greens is Caitlin Story. She's well over 120 games in the NPLW. Interesting enough, Bella Seward's on the bench for South Melbourne. She has over 150 caps, and she's still so young with having the NTC FE Emerging Matildas programs. They do step into the NPL sides that little bit earlier than probably normal. Ball out to Furukawa from Iamano, who's come inside. Furukawa goes down the line, she sends the ball inward. Misha Westland on the volley. What a cracking strike from Misha Westland. The non-dominant left foot set up perfectly for her. That's all you have to do in those situations is just get a bounce on it. And she was able to fly left-footed through the air. Just couldn't quite keep the ball down. Stoichevski can only go forward. The option to turn out, just not there. Great defending by South Melbourne, keeping that pressure in the wide areas. Parker. Misha Westland with the backwards pressure. Opts to leave it, but obviously thought it was going to be a South Melbourne throw, but eyes have it the other way. Coco Parker trying to go inside. Alana Byrne just couldn't quite keep it in. Coco Parker, she made it interesting last week where she was able to come on and score 2 goals for Bentleigh Greens against FE Academy, sorry. They really put the pressure on, got it back to 3-2, but ultimately FE Academy came out with 1 more goal to secure the win, 4-2. Furukawa, tightly marked, goes to ground. Giuliani with the limp afterwards. She seemed to have been caught by Furukawa. She stays down. Bentleigh Greens asking for it to be kicked out, but Bomford going forward. And the late challenge is called eventually on Misha Westland. Giuliani still down for Bentleigh Greens. And once again, while we have a moment, we can run through the Bentleigh Greens lineup. Number 1, Taylor Murphy. Number 18, Georgia Giuliani. Number 12, Regan Bridges. 13, Belinda Stoichevski. 17, Karina Tolios. 18, Delana Kenny. 6, Olivia Ingham. 4, Sydney Allen. 16, Tanika Lala. 10, Coco Parker. 22, Olivia Hagar. With substitutes, Amelia Bingley, Caitlin Story, Izzy Fernandez, Megan Elliott, Samantha Kerwood-Wagner, and Natalie Pichak. Samantha Kerwood-Wagner coming from Heidelberg, the US visa. Also, Amelia Tartaglia from FE Academy. The young Matildas defender looking to bolster her experience in the NPLW team of Bentleigh Greens. Olivia Bomford standing over the ball once again. Once again, South Melbourne outnumbering the Bentleigh Greens in that back post. And they've brought out another one into the wall, which means now it's 5v3 at the back post for Bentleigh. For South Melbourne, Bomford inboard, Bridges recovering well, back to Bomford, flicks it over to Yamano, ball bouncing, Bridges seeming to be everywhere for the Bentleigh Greens. And the initial high line creating a lack of opportunity for South Melbourne to capitalise on the numbers that they had at back post. Bentleigh Greens has been without Sabre for a majority of the season after the gold medalist had an injury to the ankle. We saw her warming up, so it shouldn't be too far away till we see Sabre with Doralis on the turn. What an absolute cracking volley from Doralis. And the bounce to Furukawa. She's everywhere, Doralis. The physicality here in the middle of the park Tolios just gets rid of it. Too much pressure for her liking. Serves me right for talking about something other than the game at hand to see Doralis with that cracking volley for South Melbourne. Ball bouncing. Westland tries to get her head on it. Coco Parker, she's there, she's present. Allen, ball forward. Lala Yayagi calls keeper. Clashes into Grace Taranto, but no danger there as the ball cleared to Bomford. Gugliani recovering from that ankle injury. Papatsanis having to clear the danger for South Melbourne. The bench for South Melbourne today does hold Olivia Edwards. Great to see her back on the team sheet. Gugliani sends the ball in with her left foot. Ball bouncing for Coco Parker. Misha Westland just in time. The ever reliable Misha Westland there to prevent that deflection from going in. Bridie Cooling, Olivia Edwards, Christina Esposito, Eva Goodsmith, Eva Kokotis and Isabella Sewards on the bench for South Melbourne as we see Bentleigh Greens shape up for their second corner of the match. South Melbourne opting for the zonal marking. Bridges and Stoichevsky out the back for Bentleigh Greens. They can arrive with some power here if they can get their head onto it. Bridges back across the goal. Goal kick. We see so many of the A-League players come back from their stints in the A-League in this transfer window. Mostly players that have been unable to play. Doralis on the turn. And the NPL is great for developing and improving the calibre of players for the A-League. Haffenden into Iamano. Forward pass. Bomford surrounded immediately. Stoichevsky gets it out to Olivia Hager. Forward pass to Ingham. Papatsanis recovering well. Forward throw. Shanked clearance by Grace Taranto. The transfer window really important for those players that need in game time in order to keep fit for that next impending A-League season, such that currently we don't have A-League academy teams in Victoria, so we can see a lot of the players, they ride the bench all A-League long and then just want to find somewhere where they can play some matches, and that's why it's very important for our league, our A-League, to become a 12-month contracted period so players can find themselves a place where they can call home, plus that academy level team where they can drop down into and make sure they're continuing to get that game time. Ball into Byrne. Forward pass. Currently, both teams trying to go for that luck rather than that clear prized possession. I'm sure that South Melbourne would like to get their foot on the ball. Offside is Furukawa. The pressure from both teams is lending itself to creating that sort of game, though. So when it's a tight, tussled match in the middle of the park, sometimes the pressure will get to players, but the great touch from Doralis there is just testament that these players can do it. Ball bouncing over Tolios. Iamano goes to goal. She's inside. Tolias recovers well to clear the danger and send South Melbourne for another corner. They'll be wanting to make sure that they can keep South Melbourne out. Bentleigh Greens. Bomford. Bentleigh Greens still holding 3 players forward. Grace Taranto with another clear header. And that's half-time here at Lakeside Stadium. It's been an absolute tussle, especially in the midfield against Bentleigh Greens for South Melbourne. We have 1-0 to South Melbourne here at Lakeside Stadium. We'll have that countdown clock for company whilst we go to a break here at Lakeside. I'll look forward to joining you on the other side. As the teams make their way back onto the field to get those legs moving, it's a cold afternoon here in Melbourne. They'll be looking to get themselves ready and fired up for this second half. We see South Melbourne leading the way after that first goal from Grace Taranto, unmarked at the back post, to take the score to 1-0 for the home team. These two teams lined up in the first round of the season. It was a draw ultimately. Bentleigh Greens going to a 1-0 lead, but South Melbourne able to regain parity in the second half. So can the Bentleigh Greens do exactly the same thing to them? As we see some halftime substitutions happening for Bentleigh Greens, as we see Amelia Tartaglia coming on for I have to find that substitution for you. Do feel like Amelia Tartaglia has come on for Belinda Stojcevski. She'll be playing in that centre pack role, pairing with Regan Bridges. And we see another second half substitution as we see Karina Tolios come off for Samantha Kerwood-Wagner. No halftime substitutions for South Melbourne. On the other hand, they will go with their starting lineup into this second half with a 1-goal lead as Alana Byrne looks to seek out Furukawa. Guliani forward to Hager. Cuts inside. Misha Westland is there for South Melbourne. Plays the ball forward to Doralis. Switches out to Iamano. The ever versatile Iamano comes inside. Finds the feet of Doralis. On the turn. Can't find Bomford. Bridges there for Bentleigh Greens to clear the danger. Lala lays it off for Sydney Allen. And Grace Taranto, covering centre back for South Melbourne, is able to clear the danger. As I was saying, in that first half, the centre of the park absolutely congested with both teams with first-class midfielders in their midst. Lala in the corner now trying to hold up the play. It's a tussle. Annie Heffenden in the corner against Tanika Lala. Lala coming from Perth Glory in the A-League off-season. Kerwood-Wagner forward to Allen. Heffenden with the steal. Delaney Kenny in for Bentleigh Greens. This physical battle still primal in the first opening couple minutes in this second half. Back post run, Ayagi clearing up for South Melbourne. Grace Taranto bringing the ball forward, that long pass to Iamano and the switch. Sandu underlapping, Iamano taking inside. Delaney Kenny intercepting. Calm work from Papatsanis. Gives the ball back to Grace Taranto. Looking for that switch again. Bomford. Time and space in front. Out to Furukawa. She beats Guliani. Can she cut it back? She goes for goal. Taylor Murphy with the foot stop. Ricochets back to Doralis, but Doralis couldn't put anything on it of real venom to put it into the back of the net. Taylor Murphy looking to go long again. Olivia Hager controlling. brings the ball down well, but that pressure from Papatsanis forcing the error from the American. Papatsanis over the top for Akara, nods it down. Ingham from Wellington Phoenix joined the Bentleigh Greens in this transfer window as Doralis plays it out to Furakara. The dip of the shoulder from Kurakara. One more. Tries to get apart Bridges, but the American is able to find possession and try and push forward through Lala, but Bentleigh Greens, once again, their own worst enemy. Just providing that extra bit of pressure on themselves. Trying to play it long. Papatsanis. She's got Doralis inside, but opts to go forward to Furakara. Sideline once again. Ball seems to be going out more than in this tough tussle. Lala glances forward. She's blocked by Grace Taranto. Papatsanis recovering well. Goes all the way back to Iyagi. He goes long. Misha Westland with front position here. Tries to get it to Byrne. Hagar turns. The left-footed winger trying to bypass Papatsanis, but Papatsanis not having any of it. Finding a new ball through Guliani. Throwing in. Forward pass. Double team tactics from South Melbourne. Not allowing that Bentleigh Greens ball to come in from across. Guliani into the box. Lala can turn. Opts to try and knot it down to Hagar, but ball's cleared to Tartaglia. Bumford with the flick on. Allen brings it down off the chest. Iamano. Sandu. Forward pass by Heffenden. Lovely touch from Bomford. Sees Iamano with time and space. The recovering Kerwood Wagner, though, regains body position. Surely a foul. Team sheet seems to be wrong. I'll just make sure that I have the right player for that substitution on the far side. Definitely don't have that number on my tee sheet. But alas, we play on. Coco Parker forward. Gets the turn inside the box. The left-footed cross, unable to find its mark. She could see Ingham gliding in at the back post. There is no 24 on the team sheet, so I'm just going to assume that it's Kerwood Wagner. Bridges turning out, trying to regain some composure for Bentleigh Greens. Hagar has no one to switch it to, no one to get the ball out. South Melbourne just crowding around her, making it difficult. Bridges finding it back to Hagar. The switch is what they need to find. Can they find it? Delaney Kenny. Misha Westland with the steal. She's got Doralis forward. Furakara, if she can find her. She regains possession through Bonford. Turn out through Papatsanis. In through Byrne. Bonford again. Ingham playing the ball from the ground. South Melbourne just putting a calm head on it. Papatsanis goes long once again. And an offside call on Doralis. Ball into Lala. Tartaglia. Switches out to Bridges. Sydney Allen dropping deep, trying to find some possession on the ball. She's tightly marked by Alana Byrne. Bridges forward pass to Olivia Hager. The ball bouncing and eluding Hager. It'll be a throw-in for Bentleigh Greens, though. Guliani in to Ingham on the turn. Finds Coco Parker. She's free to shoot. What a save! Allen on the follow-up. Ayagi with the top hand that's absolutely needed. And we'll have the ball stopped through the centre of the park here as the ball ricochets off the referee. Some save there by Ayagi. Ayana Ayagi keeping that score level and clean sheet intact for South Melbourne like she did last game. Some super work there by Bentleigh Greens. Coco Parker finding herself without any markers in the box. And South Melbourne pushing for a foul in the middle of the park, remonstrating with the referee, but it's all to no avail. Sydney Allen will once again be on the ball here for the dead piece scenario. South Melbourne holding a high line, looking for Bridges inside. Ayagi comes for it, taken quite easily. I say youngster, but now she's obviously been to college in the USA. She is a freelance photographer and an NDIS support worker when she's not being a footballer. Ayana Ayagi coming up big for South Melbourne. Clearance erratic from Bentleigh Greens. It's more luck than programming for Bentleigh Greens as Bomford strives forward. She sees the space in behind for Furukawa. Bridges mops it up. She gets it to Guliani, but Guliani's going to look forward here and she's got no one. She tries to go back out through Bridges, but she's just sent the ball back. Coco Parker holding it up. Misha Westland coming and covering, and Papatsanis. Unfortunately there for Papatsanis, she's been indicated that she's pushed Coco Parker in the back there. May have had two hands. Physicality, sometimes what this female football game lacks is that element of physicality that the players like to play with. All within the rules, though, of course. Alana Byrne tackles. She found the ball. Lala remonstrating against the referee, but once again, Grace Taranto looks forward, surging South Melbourne. Calm head from Alana Byrne. Goes back to Sandu. Heffenden forward to Doralis, but the numbers are just not on their side. South Melbourne continuing to go down that left-hand side. The space for Furukawa on the opposite side is where they should be looking. Sandu turns out. Can Heffenden find that switch? Back to the left-hand side through Westland. Sandu. Into out. Sandu gets a touch on it. Now Westland looking to switch. Papatsana screaming for it. Great touch from Coco Parker. Can she keep it in? Great recovery from Coco Parker. Was able to win back the ball for Bentleigh Greens. South Melbourne set up now. 4-4-1-1 in that tactical defensive half. The most sound of the tactical formations for defending. And the 4-4-2 block. Carlo Ancelotti in his book discusses the 4-4-2 as the most dominant defensive formation. As Bentleigh Greens finds Ingham, the long shot for Ingham, comfortable for Ayagi. She takes the ball to ground to give her time to get her teammates some breather. South Melbourne driving through through the midfield. Heffenden looking up, finds the wide pass once again. Alana Byrne, Iamano, who's onside, unable to capitalise on that through ball. Sandu, Westland, can she find Bomford on the switch? She does not. They continue going down that left-hand side. The space on the right is glaring at South Melbourne, trying to get them to see it. The amount of times I've seen Papatsanis and Furukawa screaming their head off for possession. Doralis looking to goad Bentleigh Greens down that right-hand side. And once again, Tatalia looking long. Iamano with the fancy footwork, trying to bypass defender, who we assume is Samantha Kerwood-Wagner. South Melbourne players heading for the warm-up area. Sandu pushes forward. Doralis gets clear contact on the bounce from Amelia Tartaglia. Players like Ashla Furr, Anna Leokopoulos left Bentleigh Greens in the off-season, so a couple of players to replace them in this back line. This time Alana Byrne to take. Long ball forward. Alana Murphy waits for it. Nearly at her own peril, as Furukawa was looking to nab in just before the ball dropped into her arms. Bridges through ball to Sydney Allen. Recovering run from Furukawa makes it hard for them to go forward, but Bentleigh Greens once again still have possession. Lala, ball's brought back for a foul. Bentleigh Greens look to have possession, so advantage was played, but then there was deemed no advantage to be had. Bridges forward. Long ball once again. Papatsanis and Lala battle it out. Ball lands eventually to Bomford. Alana Byrne. Misha Westland on the back pedal. Alana Byrne, just a touch too much. Physical presence from Westland. Driving forward with the ball now. Sends it out to Papatsanis on the overlapping run. Back into Westland. Westland comes out with it on the left foot. She ball into the box. Doralis couldn't quite get a hold of it as Tartaglia, the centre back, is driving forward now. Looks for Coco Parker. It's a foot race. Coco Parker is winning the race right now. Coco Parker across goal. Huge amount of physical presence from Annie Heffenden, making it difficult for the striker. An immediate impact from Amelia Tartaglia in the back line there. Through ball to Coco Parker. Presence of mind to win the foot race, keep possession of the ball, and have a strike on target. Eventually seeing it going over the crossbar. Heffenden will say that she's done enough to put her off there, and so she should. But from your striker there, you want at least to make a save from the goalkeeper and then have a follow-up teammate put it in the back of the net. Sandu coming inside, that tight pressure from Olivia Hager, making it easy for Sandu to ride the challenge. Come inside. Lala battling it out with Papatsanis. Now it's Westland. She goes forward to Furukawa. The ball bouncing tumultuously for both teams. Bomford comes out with it, sidesteps Delaney. Kenny out to Westland, back to Bomford. Mistimed that pass, but Furukawa regains it. She take her one-on-one. Guliani's beaten. Ball into the box. Westland with the back flick. Can't quite get anything on it. Presence from Sydney Allen. Finds Lala. Papatsanis retreating. Ingham plays it out to Lala. Ingham on the retreat. Keep it going forward. Turns out. away from danger, keeping possession. Guliani on the overlap, inside to Lala. South Melbourne back in numbers, but Lala on the right foot now, sidesteps Grace Taranto, but couldn't get one on the end of it. Ayagi there to clean up the scraps. That pendulum swaying to and fro for both teams. Bentleigh Greens, after having made those halftime substitutions, are finding themselves going forward a little bit more, forcing Ayagi into a brilliant save to keep it a clean sheet for South Melbourne. A couple of more times they've found themselves free and inside the box. Allen, well read by Alana Byrne. You can tell Alana Byrne has been garnered with the job of keeping Sydney Allen quiet. She's the captain of Bentleigh Greens. She's the playmaker. If you find herself on the ball too much, you'll find Bentleigh Greens with a lot more forward pressure. Iamano inside onto her right foot. Sydney Allen to Delaney Kenny. Tartaglia forward now. Tries to switch it out wide. She perhaps could have just kept travelling herself. She had time and space in behind. But once again, centre back venturing forward. Sometimes that perceived pressure forces the error. Westland back to Sandhu. Coco Parker. Strong work from the young striker. She's been a long stalwart of the club here at Bentleigh Greens, formerly of Bayside as well. Guliani chasing Furukawa, looking to retreat. Furukawa looking for Bomford, but Bridges managing to pick up possession. Papatsanis with a ball forward to Bomford. Bridges on the retreat, regaining possession. Throwing her body at every chance she can get. Lala on the turn. Lana Byrne doing the hard yards in defence, riding the challenges of two players to turn out and switch through Westland. Ball forced to Sydney Allen for Bentleigh Greens. Coco Parker, 1-2. Lala at the back post, but Sydney Allen on the unbalanced right foot tried to get it back to Lala. Lala saying thanks for the effort. Allen with the wave of apologies that she couldn't quite manage to find her. I think that'll be the best opportunity for Bentleigh Greens to win the ball on the counter and expose the high-flying and forward runs of the fullbacks for South Melbourne. The overlapping fullbacks, can they be caught in transition for Bentleigh Greens? But South Melbourne, they're pushing numbers forward. They want more added to this scoreline. They're not happy with the 1-0 here at Lakeside as the sun shines down on the first of this doubleheader here on Sunday afternoon. Doralis matched up tightly with Tartaglia. Doralis looking to pin that centre back. Trying to keep possession for South Melbourne with her back to goal, but how can she get the ball facing forward as much as possible is where she'll see some more fruit for her labour. Furukawa on the touch. Westland facing forward now is Furukawa. She's got Doralis in the box. Can she find a Doralis? Head open, wide open header for Doralis, and linesman judged that to be a foul on Tartaglia. The body check in the centre of the 18-yard box deemed illegal. Bridges with the long ball straight out of the park. Really unfortunate for Bentleigh Greens. They've got no pressure on the ball there. They're trying to play that long pass with no real pressure on the ball carrier. Another foul on Duralis by Delaney Kenny in the middle of the park. Both teams playing a 4-3-3, with South Melbourne going to a 4-4-1-1 in defence. Bentleigh Greens with 3 in the wall. Ball in from Bomford. Forward run, Taylor Murphy on the bounce. Able to catch that with relative ease. She'll go long, straight up into the mixer. The sun just causing a little bit of havoc for the South Melbourne defenders. The forward run by Allen deemed offside. Great line held by South Melbourne though. South Melbourne still yet to go to their bench this second half, where Bentleigh Greens have already made 2 substitutions, both in the back line, but it seems to have given them that little bit more stability with the ball going forward. A little bit more calm possession, that drive through Tartaglia in the centre-back role, creating some opportunities on that transition moment. Ayagi with the long ball, cleared by Hager for Bentleigh Greens. Haffenden trying to get the ball to Sandu, outside of the right foot, not working for her. Olivia Hager dominating Haffenden with the physical battle and winning the corner for Bentleigh Greens. First of the corners in this second half for Bentleigh Greens. Sydney Allen, outswinger. Tartaglia arriving. She gets the head off. Clearance from Byrne. All the way back. Ball swung back out to Sydney Allen. Can she get a delivery to the back post where they have numbers? Clearance once again from Byrne. This time off the nose. Tartaglia in there for Bentleigh Greens. Ball to Delaney Kenny. Forward run from Olivia Hager. But once again, the pass can't find its mark. Throw in for Akeisha Sandu. Forward pass to Westland. Touch from Westland, couldn't quite keep it in. But once again, Bentleigh Greens have the ball in that front third where they want it. Westland, time and space to turn. She could look forward. Tough to do with that afternoon sun, really making it difficult for the South Melbourne players, as we see a substitution for South Melbourne. Annie Heffenden coming off. The centre back being replaced by Isabella Sewards. And then Olivia Hager making way for Izzy Fernandez for Bentleigh Greens. The speedy winger probably looking to give a burst of energy to that front third for Bentleigh Greens, as Duralis picks up possession, finds Iamano, but just outside the range of the full sprint of Iamano. Sandu, physical. Isabella Seward's gone into the middle of the park for South Melbourne, and Alana Byrne has dropped back to centre back. Seward gets the touch, her first of the match. Back to Taranto. A clip from Grace. You can hear the call from Matt Shepherd, coach of South Melbourne, to say, play simple. The pressure from Bentleigh Greens really making it difficult for South Melbourne to try and play that clean football that they like. Grace Taranto forces forward. Bridges can only give it back to South Melbourne Westland. Overlapping run from Sandu. Recovering run for Fernandez, though. South Melbourne still has a wealth of value to bring off the bench with Eva Goodsmith and Eva Kokotis on the bench. The transfers from FV Academy. I think it was Eva Kokotis that was actually a South Melbourne junior before she went to the FV Academy, so returning back to the home club. Drive from Alana Byrne. She's looking for an option forward because Lala regaining possession for Bentleigh Greens. Sandu on the transition was able to regain possession for South Melbourne, but Sydney Allen on the return trying to create an opportunity, and she does through Fernandez. The 1-2. Iamano tracking back. The turn from Bonford. Can they look to switch? Get it on the weak side. No one presenting feet for Grace Taranto. She's going to go long again. Ball in behind. Iamano is there to put pressure on. The backwards pass. They'll chase it down. Not a good one from Murphy. Not convincing. Seward's regaining the pressure, possession for South Melbourne. Bomford getting her teammates to switch the ball. Keisha Sandu with time and space on the left wing. She'll cross it in. Early ball. Bounced off Tatalia. Bridges recovering. The physicality of the American just bustling forward. Sydney Allen, formerly of American but an Australian citizen now, goes out to Fernandez. Fernandez inside. Ball bouncing. Ricochet. Coco Parker there but can't put away. Just out of her reach for both head and foot. Furukawa doing the hard yards and coming back and recovering for South Melbourne. The 4 visa spots now in the NPLW for these sides means that a large contingent of 11 are now foreigners, except for the likes of this South Melbourne team. Preferring to opt for Australian-grown talent. Sandu into Bomford. Can they find the switch? Westland dummies. No one in behind. Coco Parker retreats all the way to the back line to pick up possession. It means Guliani can get forward. Bridges into Coco Parker. Parker on the switch. Can she get it on her right foot? She still maintains possession. Gravitates 3 South Melbourne's players towards her, but the slow passing of her teammates doesn't capitalise on the space she's created. Sydney Allen herself attracting 3 players from South Melbourne. Ingham on the switch. Guliani into Parker. Parker on the turn. Furukawa once again retreating for South Melbourne and impacts the play immensely. That backwards pressure from Furukawa, the decisive part of South Melbourne's defence. Regaining possession for South Melbourne through that foul. Sewards coming feet. Taranto up to Doralis. Well-maintained possession there by Doralis. She looks for the switch through Sewards. Sandu out. Sewards again looking for it feet. Tartaglia trying to get something going for Bentleigh Green. Sewards inside once again. Sandu, can she switch? Looks to opt to go down that left-hand side once again. Clearance from Bentleigh Greens. Still 1-0 here at Lakeside Stadium. Opening goal came from Grace Taranto and an unmarked header at the back post in the corner situation. That dead ball set piece creating that opportunity for Grace Taranto to get up the park as the centre back and score the only goal of the game so far. Sewards, second half substitute, just coming on, providing that little piece of composure in the midfield. Looking for the ball, trying to create possession. Doralis coming feet, the touch and the pass out wide. Iamano can't quite keep a hold of it. Doralis still down after that challenge. Tartaglia out to Giuliani for Akara. Once again with that defensive prowess. Comes back, lays it to Westland. Westland cuts inside on her left foot. Tries to find Furukawa, but can't quite manage it. Papatanis, foul on Ingham. Forward pass quickly to Coco. It's 3v3 in the back line. If Bentleigh Greens can manage to get the ball forward, they do through Coco Parker and Layla. Layla on the switch finds Izzy Fernandez. Coco Parker marks a run through the centre. On the turn, Parker, one more touch. Can she find herself open? Clearing gesture from Grace Taranto. Some indeed hefty work from Coco Parker going from left to right, trying to create some sort of opportunity for herself or teammates. Sydney Allen barking orders in the centre of the park, telling her midfielders to get back and cover defensively. Lala, ball inside the box, clearance from Taranto, sends it back from where it came from. Some tired legs here at Lakeside Stadium. Certainly can't split both teams this afternoon in this second half. It is a 1-0 scoreline. South Melbourne will not be taking their foot off the pedal at all. Neither are Bentleigh Greens, as we see Kurwid Workner come into the box. Can she garner a foul? No, she cannot. Keisha Sandu with the clearance. Fernandez. She does have some skills. Fernandez, Allen inside. Lala on the return. Save from Ayagi. Fingertip save. Manages to get the second save in order to thwart the attacking prowess of Ingham inside the box of Kerwood Wagner. Great save there from Ayagi, keeping this clean sheet intact. Christina Esposito on the bench. This defensive lineup for South Melbourne is massive. Even got Olivia Edwards on the team sheet, on the bench, should they need to go to her. They've still got Eva Goodsmith and Eva Kokotis if they should wish to provide that midfield and attacking flair. And Bridie Cooling as well. Bentleigh Greens have seen some changes in this second half. Making 2 defensive substitutions and 1 attacking substitution. You would think this 11 is the 11 that they go to start the match from further on down the season. Lala double teamed. Sewards comes out with the ball. Inside pass to Furukawa, well read by Bridges. She's venturing forward now, finds Allen. Lala, through ball. Can she cut back to Coco Parker? The shot thwarted by Grace Taranto and regains possession to go forward for South Melbourne. Yamano stolen by Fernandez. Kerwood Wagner, ball into the box. Pat Satanis makes it difficult for Coco Parker. Bomford into Furukawa. The layoff not quite there to go back to Papatanis. She gets it back anyway. Guliani there for measure, trying to defend, trying to get something forward for Bentleigh Greens. The clearance falls to Westland, Delaney Kenny, and Westland battling it out in the midfield. Westland dragged back. Delaney Kenny, as we see another substitution. South Melbourne will see the influx of talent from FV Academy. Sophie Papatanis coming off. Francesca Iamano going to right back for Sophie Papatanis. Raquel Doralis also making way for Eva Kokotis, and Eva Goodsmith will come into the centre of the park. So we'll see Eva Kokotis go left wing for South Melbourne and Eva Goodsmith play in the centre of the park. Oh, what a touch for Bomford, who's now playing as striker. The movement and capabilities of this South Melbourne team showcasing right now, with many players being able to play in many different positions. The tactical ability of Matt Shepherd to get the best scenario for his team moving forward. Bomford tries to play forward to Westland. Recovering Sandhu. First touches of the game for Goodsmith. Forward, quick pass from Fernandez, who's gone to right back now, and Kerwood Wagner up forward. Quick throw from Fernandez. Sandhu keeping possession. Ayagi there to switch the play or clear the danger. She does so. Sydney Allen reads that well, but Sandhu does the same. Goodsmith inside. Plays it out to Kokotis. Player of the match is the sideline this afternoon. Both teams finding it hard to keep possession. That pressing trap on the wing. Working well for either teams to regain possession through a throw-in. Kokotis working back, doing her bit, her debut for the South Melbourne senior team. Grace Taranto out wide for Furukawa. Guliani, physical battle, won by Furukawa, into Bomford. Ball bouncing, Imam, tightly marked by Swords. Guliani comes in. South Melbourne down in numbers in the forward line. Iamano comes inside. Iamano opts to clear it out. Both her options moving forward were down in those challenges. Furukawa, worse for wear, staying down. After having been substituted, Doralis made way for Eva Kokotis, and now will hope that Furukawa can play on. Gingerly getting up is Furukawa. Bentleigh Greens doesn't opt to give the ball back to South Melbourne. More probably an inexperienced situation. She probably didn't know that South Melbourne had played the ball out, rather than being of any evil nature. Bomford trying to get possession. Iamano battling out with Parker. Gugliani this time looking for the forward throw to Lala. Grace Taranto in the battle. Gugliani 1-2 with Lala. Misha Westland picks it up though for Bomford on the transition. South Melbourne have the numbers should they wish to go forward. Furukawa finds Seward in the midfield. The switch is on. Eva Goodsmith providing that six central option. Great touch from Eva Kokotis. Her drive, her speed in the box. She finds a ball through. The ball bouncing. Taylor Murphy had to attack it. Two South Melbourne players right on her doorstep should she drop it. Grace Taranto, calm, composure, finding Kokotis on the wing. What a turn from Kokotis. Fernandez hot on her tail though. Sandhu trying to play up to Westland. Bentleigh Greens throw. Referee brings it back. Deems the throw to have been too far forward. Alana Byrne picks it up for South Melbourne from the central of defence. Tartaglia bounced in through Ingham. Late challenge. Referee will not bring it back. Misha Westland now picks it up for South Melbourne. Coco Parker trying to do her best to find the press. Goodsmith comes out with it for South Melbourne. Out to Kokotis. The newbies linking up on the left wing. Goodsmith, can she beat former teammate in Tartaglia? She cannot. Tartaglia reading the play very well. The centre back has had numerous stints in Young Matilda's camps.
Indicated there will be a minimum of 2 minutes of added time.
2 minutes of added time to be played here at Lakeside. Can Bentleigh Greens find that equaliser? The tired legs, the tired body language of Bentleigh Greens makes me think it's a no. But it's all down to South Melbourne and how much they can manage this game. Can they find the corner? Waste some time, but Bomford pushing forward. Furukawa, she'll hold the ball up. The call has come from the back line to say put it in the corner, but the pressure from Bentleigh Greens able to regain the possession. Bentleigh Greens going forward once again. South Melbourne napping a little. Alana Byrne with the clearance. Bentleigh Greens trying to play it quickly here, trying to command something in the last 2 minutes of this match. Coco Parker on the turn. Iamano using all her experience to slow down the play. Gugliani with the throw. Tries to go up forward. Kerwood Wagner. Delaney Kenny. Grace Taranto. Clears the danger. Tartaglia. Kokotis shielding the ball, turning out of danger. Tartaglia again. Furukawa now. Westland. Can they balance? Trying to win the game 1-0 and soaking up that time. Westland goes inside. Can she forward foray even further and get into the penalty box? She keeps possession and it's deemed a goal kick. No time wasted for Bentleigh Greens. They feel like they can find an equaliser. Great touch from Seward, finds Bomford, and ultimately Bentleigh Greens will leave wanting those 3 points heading and staying right here at Lakeside. Grace Taranto, the difference this afternoon. Bentleigh Greens will have felt that they had the better of that second half chances, with many of them trying to get into the box, but a great save from Ayani Ayogi making that clean sheet hers. It's 1-0 here at the end of 90 minutes. Stay tuned for the second match of this afternoon's double fixture. My name's Melissa Barbieri. Thank you for joining me on NPLW YouTube.